Hey, what's happening? This is Motell Granite. I'm bringing you another edition of what I would call that Blue Blast series. I'm trying to help people in the relationship world. But today I got a superstar with me, and this is Travia Reed. But I want y'all to check her out. You know, go to Travia versus Ravia, and the link and stuff will be down below. But she is a master. She got some certain programs she's talking about, not dating down, all these other things. So I'm honored today to have you here, you know, and for us to be in your studio and to get a chance to learn some positive stuff so somebody can be helped out. So what do you have to say?
Okay. Thank you as well. I'm honored to be on your show. This is your segment. So we've been trying to do this for a while,
Yes.
this relationship thing. And I know he wanted me to do it before, but I wasn't camera ready. So actually, we're just tapping into this thing, and we're going to make it do what it do.
Yeah. So we had actually collected some information on some of the things that we learned about the relationship world, and some of the stuff that we came up with is about money. And in a relationship, who is responsible for controlling the money?
That's a very good question. It all depends on, when you have dialogue and conversations, and I think both parties should be responsible.
For controlling the money?
Yeah.
What if somebody is actually better though?
Well, then that will be the person that would do it. you know. Um, I believe, because I'm not a mathematical genius or
Okay.
anything like that. But as long as, we have a conversation of where our money is going to be spent, and we know bills come out on a monthly basis. So I also believe that, in a relationship, we should talk about finances, as far as, bank accounts are concerned, because a lot of people, they have these hidden bank accounts or whatever. You don't know that, your spouse has this amount of money or whatever, you know what I mean? So those are some, important, conversations that you both should have. I also believe that you should open up a joint account.
Okay. A joint account also. So you think they should be, ready to? I guess we haven't talked about whether a relationship is early, this is the middle stage, how developed the thing is. But maybe the money thing might be jumping the gun a little bit. But nonetheless, you can still do money talk because money is definitely a deal breaker at some point, or a deal builder in a relationship concept. Now, let's talk about sex.
Okay.
Let's talk about sex. Well, anyway, what about I do little pieces talking about men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and the sex concept is critical in the relationship world. So anybody that knows me know that I am the one who say relationships don't work. And so what Travia is going to do is attack this whole concept and break it down. So now we're talking about sex in the concept of the relationship. How powerful is that?
Wow. You know what? It's very, very powerful because with myself, and I'm just, by experience, and I have to talk about myself too, with the sexual thing, because as I talked to you about me being celibate, for 13 months, and, would that be a deal breaker to someone, wanting to date me, because that's what I was doing, being celibate. But nevertheless, I have fell short, but I believe that when you're in a relationship with someone, sex is a very important part of the relationship, the intimacy of it, because you don't want your mate to go out and seek, some other sexual activity other than yourself. So when you withhold from your partner, that gives them room to go and cheat. So it's very critical. And when I am, active, sexually active, I like to do it as much as possible, and again, like I said, if you withhold that gives the, other partner a reason, to go and seek other sexual activities.
So it sounds like what you're saying to me is you're willing to take accountability if the relationship fails or the structure starts to break down around the exterior when the sexual part is not possibly being met.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if men are talking about it or if they're trying to avoid the conversation, but y'all got to be able to talk. You
Mm-hmm.
got to be able to communicate. You got to be able
Yes.
to talk about everything. But this is what's critical to me. Is it seems like people stop talking to you or don't want to have a relationship with you if you start to get what I call the red flag theory.
Okay.
You start to get enough strikes on your resume, then they just say, you know what, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. You got too many problems. So in the beginning, this is critical. If you're able to talk about some of the real deep stuff that most people probably wouldn't be supportive of, but is a issue nonetheless. But you need to be able to lay all of your stuff out if you can. In this word trust and love and things like that, which are concepts that don't come up a whole lot, it seems like, early on, but maybe need to be built up. But when you did your thing about dating down, for the most part, and y'all go check that out when y'all get a chance to support that. Subscribe, like, and comment on that.
Thank you.
So it's almost like a disappointment that you may have had or people may have been experiencing in this relationship world. So this whole concept of dating down and not being fulfilled in relationships is a problem. So the criteria. Okay, let me ask you this: what is the criteria a woman should have, and what is the criteria perhaps that a man should have in going into a relationship? In terms of what their expectations are. What are you expecting? What is a person should they expect? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I keep things open. So, needless to say, the expectations of anyone, any human, psychologically, mentally, we want, things to be this way, and we say we have this idealistic person or whatever, but it never happens that way, so you don't expect, too much of anything. You just allow a person to show you who they really are, and I'm pretty much a good judge of character, and I would say you was a pretty good judge of character.
Appreciate it.
So we just have to allow people to be who they are, and like I talked to you about lip service, I don't like a lot of talking. I'm from the show me stage. Show me, and if what it is that you were saying, if it adds up, then I'm like, okay, so this is really you, just like, a man coming into a relationship. I don't feel like they should expect anything. It's just like a person giving someone a gift. Now, the courteous thing to do is to, thank that person or whatever, or try to repay the favor. But if you don't expect that from a person and just give out of the kindness of your heart, then nobody's, hurt by that because you didn't expect anything back, So what do you think about that?
Well, the thing that hit me while you was talking is in the beginning, and I always like to talk about in the beginning, like from the scriptures and the Bible talk about in the beginning. But my thing is, in the beginning, when these stages are being built, just getting to know somebody, whatever, what are both parties cut off the outside world at this point, the third party, or are they still communicating with Waldo, Rachel, Nancy and Johnny and stuff like this in this process while you're getting to know them. So is this a process of elimination as you get to know this person? Is it like Three Top Molly and you just getting to pick? Or do you just, I guess, go off and just say, okay, I'm going to start build a relationship with Charlie or with Angel? Yeah, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand exactly what you're saying. In the beginning, I don't think you're supposed to cut, people that you have been dealing with or whatever. And even if you do come into a relationship, but the key thing here, Maurice, is that you both have to agree that you are in a relationship. Okay. So once you both have, said that you are who I want to be with and I'm who you want to be with or whatever, then of course you start the process of elimination, because it can get, real gritty and it can get real trickery and people have feelings and emotions. Well, I thought you, was, single and, but sometimes and I did this segment too called, you have to take your head out of the lion's mouth slowly, because people, when our feelings are, involved or whatever, you have some people that can't deal with, rejection.
That's big.
And they can cause problems in your new relationship if you're not clear about certain things. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me ask you this. What about, let's see, major decisions that affect both as individuals? So, to me, going into the relationship world for it to work, major decisions have to be made by each individual to come into this thing collectively. Let's say, for instance, the guy's a bank robber, for example, and she may not know that he's a bank robber. Can he sit down and talk to her and say, listen, I love you, I want to be with you, you're so sweet, but I'm a bank robber. And this is like a major decision that maybe he made in his lifestyle. And is it possible that this person could want to change themselves because of you or the new person who they dealt with? Or can you accept somebody's flaw like that? If that's an example. If that's too extreme, I apologize. But nonetheless, I'm pretty extreme. So that's a heavy one.
Yeah, it is.
But if I broke it back into somebody saying, hey, listen, I dabble back and forth between males and females.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? That is crucial. That is some crucial information, you know what I'm saying? But I will commend a person for being honest with me. That's just something that, because you've given me the choice whether or not I want to be in this or not. I don't think, you know what I mean, that I would want to be in a relationship. And I understand this is why people withhold information.
Yes.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yes.
That's crucial.
That's what I'm saying. So when I said relationships don't work, I'm saying because all of this stuff has to be emptied out on the table and spread out in magnifying glass and need to be sorted through. Okay, let me see your shit. And now I'm looking to see, and guess what? Here's a magnifying glass for you to see my shit. And now we both sitting in a room somewhere all nervous and waiting to see, are they going to accept my shit? They're going to accept my shit. So now you don't know, and what if you really like that person? The best thing to do is to try and say, hey, listen, I'm a bank robber, or either I'm bisexual, or I don't know, I was molested when I was a child and haven't completely gotten over it. I'm still kind of partially in love with Reggie, or I'm kind of partially in love with Sally, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm still trying to get over that. I didn't know I was going to meet you, blah, 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 so to speak. So can we build from there? Right. So now it might be that Rachel and other people, which I consider third parties, are a major threat to the future of what we're going to call a relationship.
And you know what, Maurice, I think that You know the way to find out if a person will accept certain things?
How?
By giving them illustrations and saying that I have a friend. Now, let me ask your opinion about this. But I have a friend that, he's bisexual and he's dating X, Y, and Z. And, how would you feel about that? So get their input, get them to engage on a scenario that you laid out for them and see how they respond to it.
Is that like beating around the bush, though? I mean, that's kind of like not being direct with the person. Because somebody went up later saying, man, why you didn't tell me that you were such and such? Well, I was giving you examples about A, B, and C. When you need to just, see, this is what I'm saying to you. And this is what I mean for everybody listening. I'm talking about being a straight shooter. Bam! And the stuff is like what they call it, vodka straight with no chaser. It's straight info. And you need to be sober a lot of times when you hear it. Because this is the person possibly that you could be living the rest of your life with.
Yeah, definitely.
But you need to know these things as opposed to, I always talk to you about the banging teeth concept. In the beginning, everybody's banging all, banging teeth, kissing and stuff like that is all exciting. But what about when that goes away?
Yeah.
But what about when that changes? Then things take another turn, and when they take another turn, it becomes interesting. Yeah.
Wait, record. You want to put it on pause?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, but the banging teeth, all of this stuff is in the beginning when there's excitement and people are really intrigued by each other and the relationship or something that they have trying to build. So I'm only saying when I say relationships don't work because we got to deal with this beginning. We got to deal with the way it starts, Yeah, but in the beginning is where all of this stuff has to be sorted out. And I know it seems hard and it seems rough, but this is where people have their little tally sheets and they are grading you based off of this beginning. So how screwed up your life really is, they're judging you. So they standing there with a robe on and they got this little gavel and they make a decision right now whether they want to invest the rest of their life with you or not. So if your junk is too much junk or not good enough junk, then your ass is out.
Yeah. Well, I always say what God has for me is for me. And thank you, Jesus. I'd rather, to be short term than me just drawing off, faking it till you make it, but everybody is not open and honest with you because you have their representative. First of all, they're putting on this show and they're giving you everything all of the good perks about themselves. They don't come out the gate telling you, I'm this bank robber or, I'm bisexual or I'm a molester. They won't give you that, And so we just have to be, prayed up, and asking God. And this whole dating thing, oh God, about to be 44 years old next month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, sweetie. I never would have thought, here I am again trying to date, and when I talk about dating down or whatever, but every relationship that I've been in, I've taken something from it, I've learned from it, and it's actually shaping me, and what we need to do is we need to be prepared to, a great mate, a good mate. Do we know how to be wives, and do we know how to be husbands? Do we know how to be communicators and friends and handling the bills and with the blended families? If we've had kids, and we haven't had any kids together or whatever, can we merge our children together? Can we get along with family members and the friends, do we have the room, to accept all of this that comes our way? And so if, people are laying their stuff down or whatever in the beginning, which they don't, slowly but surely you get a little bits and pieces, because we don't even know ourselves. You know what I mean? So getting to know somebody, however much time, like I always say, people come into your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. So which one are you?
Yeah, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is yet to be determined in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those to be continued things about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. In a relationship, let's talk about being inside of the relationship globe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you treat a partner when that person is upset?
Well, for myself, you sometimes you have to give a person their space, you know, um, and in an argument or whatever, I'm a type of person, I will leave the situation for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the reason why I say about marriage also, because if I get married, that's all. I don't want a divorcement, so you go in your man cave, or we go to different quarters in the house, or someone goes out or whatever, and until they cool off. But I'm not just gonna sit after we had a conversation, and voices, they fluctuate and they rise and so on and so forth. Things get heated, emotions or whatever, feelings get hurt, and people need to just diffuse the situation by either walking away, giving that person some time, and if you can come back, then talk about it or whatever. But I always have a rule too: don't go to bed mad, and this whole thing or whatever. And I hear so many couples that have been married or whatever, and married couples, they say that we don't sleep together, and it's just like, how is that possible? You mean to tell me we made these vows to death do us part, and we living in sleeping in different beds or whatever? You know what I mean? I not me, she, her. I can't see that happening. So for that, to answer your question, Maurice, I just feel like, we need to give each other space, until that time, dissipates or whatever, with the anger. Okay. What do you feel about that?
I feel like that's, again, another critical part of whether you want to be in a relationship with somebody. Mm-hmm. Is first of all, you got to see they probably like lit first. So you got to see them in some form of being upset.
Yeah.
When all of the makeup comes off, or all of the guys with all of the, his, great haircuts or great wardrobe or something that he's wearing. Mm-hmm. When all of that stuff comes off, let's see who you are. Okay. So when somebody gets upset, you want to see how much it elevates, how much testosterone they got in their voice, how much they're willing to use hand gestures, whether they bump up against a wall or something, and you can see that rage, building up in their nostrils and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you're starting to pay attention to this stuff like, whoa, now is this going to be a flag for you? Mm-hmm. Or you're just going to assume, oh, they're not going to do anything to me, per se. I want to have this relationship because I don't want to be lonely. Yeah. That's another subject for me. I'll go there in a minute, deep sea diving, with the whole concept of loneliness and how that leads people almost like a sperm cell or whatever inside of the body for impregnation, to show that people sometimes, because you're lonely, it takes you into roles that you may not want to be in. Mm-hmm. So detox, find out who you are, and have a conversation with you first. And if somebody is not, if you're not vibing with them on a certain level, and you're not feeling something some kind of way, you need to be able to speak up. But when you do this, you got to be aware that you might lose them.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, you just might lose them. So you got to be ready for that. So when you go in with your briefcase or your little suit and tie, whatever you got on, you want to go in and say, well, here goes nothing. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be truthful and honest and say what you want to say, because they got this statement that says the truth shall
set you free.
Yikes. So if you was bonded, and the truth is the one thing that can make that thing dissipate or you tear apart. And so once again, you end up finding yourself back at the beginning of the zone, saying, I need another relationship. I want to go dating again. And you'll see me standing there at the apex telling myself, relationships don't work.
Right.
They don't work. Now, we're getting a little bit shorter on time, but I want everybody to listen. You got to go to Travia. You either go to Travia Read, go to Travia versus Ravia, and you will find her and you will see her presentations and things that she have on there. She's powerful. Does a lot of things for a lot of people. I have a lot of respect for this woman here, for what she's doing for the community, for the world, and representing women to the utmost. Very powerful. All of the great things that she's done and the places that she's came from and built herself up to be this powerful woman that she is. So she's going to have a lot more positive things coming on her show. But I want y'all to subscribe to her. I want y'all to like her videos. And I definitely want you to leave a comment. And she will respond. And she will answer questions and do things like that. She's got a great heart. She's very kind. She also has multiple businesses that she does well. She makes food. You do with the nails, things with nails.
Nails, hair, makeup, pretty hot and thick.
Makeup, and all of these things. She also makes jewelry.
Nameplates. Car magnets. Banners. Yeah. Business cards, flyers. You know, I'm a jack of all trades.
See, so the thing is, we're all helping each other.
Yeah.
And one of the ways is to get your venue out there to let people know what you do.
Thank you.
You know, for the people that are willing to be supportive, they will support.
Okay, thank you so much.
And the people that, you know, it is what it is. So I want to say to you again, I appreciate you coming on my Mo television show. For anybody that don't know what Blue Blah is just simply helping other people. So I appreciate you providing your Blue Blah so that you can make a difference in somebody else's life. It might just be one person, right? It could be one female, a young female possibly, that might be suicidal or thinking about something negative to do to herself. And she might be struggling with the concept of a relationship with a boy. Yeah. She could be in the 8th grade or something like that and confused because he's trying to have sex with her. She don't really want to do that. But you something that you said might be the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's kind of why I do what I do. So everybody, y'all stay tuned to some more concept. I definitely plan on having more interviews at some point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep. So
y'all take care of yourself and we are out of here.
Yep, and God bless and Happy New Year's to you all. Thank you also, Maurice, for allowing me to sit with you in a segment. You are such a phenomenal man, and I'm glad God allowed me to meet you, have dialogue with you. So everyone be blessed, and till the next time we do another segment.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the time.